Well, folks, it seems even the seemingly unflappable Justin Trudeau isn't immune to the pressures of political life. On January 6, 2025, the seemingly ever-smiling Prime Minister of Canada announced his resignation, ending his nearly decade-long tenure. It was a move that sent shockwaves through the country, leaving many Canadians wondering, what the puck just happened? Trudeau's resignation didn't exactly come out of the blue. Whispers of discontent within his own Liberal Party had been swirling for months. His approval ratings had taken a nosedive, and the public seemed increasingly disillusioned with his leadership. The straw that broke the camel's back, it seems, was the sudden departure of his finance minister, a move that reeked of internal turmoil and impending doom. While Trudeau cited rising discontent and internal government turmoil as the reasons for his departure, let's be real, folks. Behind those carefully chosen words lies a much bigger story. A story about a country grappling with a faltering economy and a leader who seemingly lost touch with the everyday struggles of its people. This wasn't just some amicable changing of the guard. This was a political earthquake, a clear sign that even the most popular leaders can't outrun the consequences of economic hardship and a disillusioned electorate. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? Canada, the land of maple syrup and passive-aggressive apologies, is facing an economic crisis. And it's not pretty. For 6 consecutive quarters, the Canadian economy has been shrinking faster than a polar bear's ice cap in July. Sure, the government tried to put a positive spin on things, pointing to a growing population, thanks in no small part to immigration, as a sign of economic vibrancy. But let's not kid ourselves. A rising tide doesn't lift all boats, especially when that tide is a tsunami of economic uncertainty. Unemployment is up, wages are stagnant, and the cost of living is skyrocketing faster than a Canadian goose on a sugar high. The Canadian dollar is basically the nickelback of currencies these days, trading at a 20-year low against the US dollar. In short, the Canadian economy is in a bigger mess than a moose in a china shop, and the Canadian people are feeling the pinch. Now, Trudeau didn't single-handedly cause this economic mess, but, as the saying goes, the buck stops at the top. And increasingly, Canadians felt like Trudeau wasn't just failing to fix the problems, he wasn't even acknowledging them. Remember that whole Sunny Ways thing? Yeah, that act was getting old. Canadians were tired of the platitudes, the empty promises, the feeling that their concerns were being brushed aside. They wanted action, not photo ops. They wanted solutions, not selfies. It didn't help that Trudeau seemed increasingly out of touch with the average Canadian. While everyday folks struggled to put food on the table and keep a roof over their heads, Trudeau was busy jet-setting around the world, hobnobbing with celebrities, and generally giving off the impression that he was more concerned with his own image than the plight of his people. By the time Trudeau announced his resignation, the writing was on the wall. The people had lost faith in their leader. And in a democracy, that's a pretty big deal. Trudeau's resignation is a cautionary tale, a stark reminder that even in seemingly stable democracies, economic hardship can have profound political consequences. And it's not just a Canadian phenomenon. Look around the world. From France to Germany, from the UK to the US, governments are grappling with similar challenges. Rising inflation, stagnant wages, a growing sense of economic anxiety among their citizens. And in many cases, those challenges are leading to political upheaval. It's a simple equation, really. When people are struggling to make ends meet, they lose faith in their leaders. And when people lose faith in their leaders, well, let's just say things tend to get a little messy. So, to all the world leaders out there, take note. Ignore the economic realities of your people at your peril. Because if you don't listen to their concerns, if you don't address their anxieties, you might just find yourself on the wrong side of history.